Our lead story tonight, well, the first week of Parliament's March session has been completely disrupted. This as there were slogans and disruptions from both sides. The government and BJP are insisting that Rahul Gandhi must apologize. The Congress and the opposition are demanding a JPC. Meanwhile, a BJP MP has complained to the Privileges Committee it could suspend Rahul Gandhi as MP. And today, Congress MP Venugopal moved a privilege motion against the Prime Minister. This coming as the Lok Sabha audio faded for 20 seconds.
Another day of extreme chaos in Parliament that led to the adjournment of both houses again. But fresh controversy after the Congress alleged that the audio was muted in Parliament to silence voices of protest against the government. Visuals at the time showed opposition MPs protesting near Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla's chair, and almost all members in the Treasury benches on their feet. There was no audio for almost 20 minutes.
Hours later, sources in the Lok Sabha Secretariat claimed that the loss of audio from the Lok Sabha was simply a technical glitch and that it was not intentional, going on to add that every day slogan shouting is being telecasted without fail.
Rahul Gandhi was seen in the Lok Sabha for the second time today since the row erupted over his comments in London. And he, Sonia Gandhi and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge were part of this Congress protest at the Gandhi statue inside the Parliament complex, demanding a JPC on the Adani Hindenburg issue. But sources in the BJP today said they won't let Rahul Gandhi speak in the House unless he apologizes.
उनको शायद ये पता नहीं कि हाउस रूल्स प्रोसीजर से चलता है, स्पीकर की डायरेक्शन से चलता है। मैं तो रूल्स का ये बुकलेट भी उनको देने के लिए लाया था कि वो समझ सकें कि रूल से हाउस चलता है, लेकिन सदन में होंगे तो समझेंगे, रूल्स प्रोसीजर को पढ़ेंगे तो समझेंगे। जिसकी अपनी औसतन हाजिरी ही देश की औसतन हाजिरी से, उनकी अपनी हाजिरी कम हो औसतन हाजिरी से, तो आप समझ सकते हैं उनको क्या पता होगा। दूसरा, एक के बाद दूसरा झूठ बोलना उनकी आदत बन गई है। सदन में आए माफी मांगे, आप झूठ बोले बाहर और यहां पर आकर अपने आप को दिखाएं कि वो सदन से बड़े हैं, संसद से बड़े हैं, देश से बड़े हैं, एक परिवार क्या सबसे बड़ा है। उनको अनकंडीशनल अपॉलॉजी मांगनी चाहिए।
राहुल गांधी कुछ नहीं कहा जिसके लिए माफी मांगने की जरूरत है। उसने कभी नहीं मांगा कि विदेशी ताकत हमारे देश में आके हमारे लोकतंत्र को बचाए। ये सब frankly बकवास है।
Congress leader KC Venugopal moved this motion of privilege against Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Rajya Sabha for his alleged defamatory remarks against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in his speech in the last Parliament session when the PM had asked why the Gandhi family is ashamed of the Nehru surname.
The Delhi police have issued notice to Rahul Gandhi seeking information on the victims of sexual assault he mentioned during Bharat Jodo Yatra in Srinagar. This comes a day after BJP MP Nishikant Dubey sought for termination of his membership in Lok Sabha over his comments in UK.
Parliament has not functioned since the budget session resumed on Monday. BJP sources say this part of the session does not have too much legislative business, so seeking an apology from Mr. Gandhi holds more political gains and better optics for the party. With Arvind Gunashekhar, Megha Prasad and Akhilesh Sharma, Bureau Report, NDTV.
This as three key opposition parties are planning to keep both the Congress and the BJP at an arm's length, coming after West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee met with Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav in Kolkata today. They met for 1 hour. Mamata Banerjee is now going to meet Chief Ministers Naveen Patnaik and also MK Stalin. Asked on the Congress, Akhilesh Yadav said they can decide their own role.
कांग्रेस अपनी भूमिका तय करे। इधर बहुत सारे प्रदेश के जो मुख्यमंत्री आज हैं वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कोई न कोई एक ऐसा गठबंधन हो, नाम हम कुछ भी दे सकते हैं, लेकिन मिल करके सब काम करें। और जहां तक सवाल नाम का है वो बाद में तय किया जाएगा। तेलंगाना के मुख्यमंत्री कोशिश कर रहे हैं, नीतीश कुमार जी बिहार के कोशिश कर रहे हैं, स्टालिन भी कोशिश कर रहे हैं, आदरणीय ममता दीदी भी कोशिश कर रही हैं। तो ये प्रयास लगातार चल रहा है और मुझे उम्मीद है कि ये प्रयास सफल हो।
Saurabh joining us for more. Saurabh, this kind of new front, other front is really what benefits the BJP in a sense because it leads to more divisions in the opposition ranks. How successful can this be? I mean, we've seen that they're all staying away from talking about if it is a third front. And also, like key players like Sharad Pawar have made the point that you cannot have an opposition front without the Congress. So does this expose contradictions? Why are Mamata Banerjee and Akhilesh Yadav confident that this alliance, non-Congress, non-BJP can work?
That's right. You know, the third front hasn't really had much success if you look at history. But this time around, the only difference that these leaders are saying is that we're not calling it a third front, and B, we're saying that Congress can fight the BJP on its own where it has the strength. In states where regional parties are in power and the Congress is negligible presence, we don't want to have any understanding with the Congress because that helps the BJP target us. And they're using today's example of what we saw in Parliament, that Parliament is being held up because of the tussle between BJP and Congress. The BJP is using Rahul Gandhi's statements, and in the result of that, the smaller parties or the regional parties are not being able to formulate their strategy. So they're saying this is a front without the Congress, without the BJP. The Congress can fight the BJP on its own. We'll fight the BJP on its own. And they're saying the Congress, of course, has to find its own path, while these regional parties can come together and formulate a common strategy to fight the BJP, looking ahead at the 2024 elections.
Right. Thanks so much for that, Saurabh. But meanwhile, today, the BJP president today led the attack against Rahul Gandhi, saying that he's now become a permanent part of the anti-nationalist toolkit. Jairam Ramesh of the Congress responded to JP Nadda with this tweet, saying democracy in India is becoming a farce.
जनता द्वारा बार-बार नकार दिए जाने के बाद अब राहुल गांधी इस देश विरोधी टूलकिट का परमानेंट हिस्सा बन गए हैं। राहुल गांधी विदेशी धरती पर देश का अपमान कर रहे हैं, सदन का अपमान कर रहे हैं, देश की पूर्ण बहुमत से चुनी हुई सरकार का अपमान कर रहे हैं और देश के 130 करोड़ जनता का अपमान कर रहे हैं।
The other big headline after the centre has written to states warning of the rise and the monitoring of COVID cases. The latest figures show that 5 people have died of COVID in the last 24 hours. Also, cases have crossed 750 in the last 24 hours. That's the highest single day rise this year.
Beds set aside for COVID patients, testing ramped up across hospitals, and healthcare workers gearing up for a sudden spike in COVID cases.
Positivity rate is also increasing in Delhi, and we have seen that over last 2 days it has gone up. But the number of admitted cases are very, very less. 2 days back we have the mother and 8-month-old child admitted with the COVID, and we have given the oxygen support and they are recovering.
5 people died of COVID in the past 24 hours as active cases in India crossed the 5,000 mark for the first time in over 100 days. Amid the flu season, India reported nearly 800 fresh COVID cases, the highest single-day rise since October last year. States across India also scaling up efforts for an emergency response to the virus.
H3N2 आणि कोविड-19 या बाबतीतलं जसं पेशंट वाढतायत आपल्याच माध्यमातून आम्ही बघतोय, ऐकतोय आणि आमचं खातंही सजग झालेलं आहे.
सरकार जो है इसके अंदर जो है इंस्ट्रक्शन दे चुकी है अपनी डिस्ट्रिक्ट सर्वेलेंस यूनिट्स को, हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज को, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल्स को कि वो इस सिचुएशन को जो है डेली बेसिस पे जो है मॉनिटर करें.
Experts say the sudden spike in COVID cases is driven by an Omicron-like new subvariant of the virus, which is infectious but responds to treatment.
A constant vigil is always needed because this particular virus is known to change its traits over a period of time. And there's no reason at this time to believe that XBB 1.16 is any different from what we already experienced.
With 3 horrific waves behind us, India is making sure that it's ready to take on a possible surge in COVID cases. For now, the message for us is simple: to be masked up at all times, maintain physical distancing, and keep our immunities high. In New Delhi with camera person Pavan Kumar, Vedant for NDTV.
Well, looking at international news, Chinese President Xi Jinping will be visiting Russia and meeting President Putin next week. This is Xi's first foreign trip since his third term as president. It's also his first visit to Russia since its Ukraine invasion. The visit to showcase a strong relationship between the two nations, but coming amid current geopolitical tension. This visit will be watched closely by Europe, the United States and India. And ex-Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan is currently in a Lahore court seeking anticipatory bail. Dramatic shots of the huge gathering of his supporters earlier this evening who were entering the court premises along with him. So there you can see the car which Imran Khan is convoy going into the Lahore High Court, surrounded by a sea of supporters. In other news, IT giant Tata Consultancy Services has announced the resignation of Rajesh Gopinathan as CEO and the appointment of K. Krithivasan as the new CEO designate. Both the outgoing CEO and the new CEO designate addressed this press conference saying that the transition will be as smooth as possible.
Change of guard at India's largest IT services company. Now, while this was a surprise to the markets, experts believe it couldn't have been so sudden for the company. Remember, TCS reported consolidated revenues of over $25 billion for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2022. After a career of over 22 years with TCS and after being the managing director and CEO for the last 6 years, Rajesh Gopinathan has decided to step down from the company. Rajesh Gopinathan will continue with the company till 15th September 2023 to help with the transition. The board has nominated K. Krithivasan as CEO designate with effect from 16th March 2023. Krithivasan will go through a transition with Rajesh Gopinathan and will be appointed as the managing director and CEO in the next financial year. Now, K. Krithivasan is the current global head of the banking, financial services and insurance business. And now the outgoing CEO, Rajesh Gopinathan, said the transition won't be dramatic. He also said, both of us have worked together for a long time across teams. I don't expect the transition to be dramatic as such, but we owe it to our customers, our colleagues, our employees and all the stakeholders really to do this diligently. Meanwhile, K. Krithivasan said that he will work with Rajesh Gopinathan over the next few months to understand all parts of the business.
Let's talk about this transition. This is not rocket science. As I said, both of us have worked together a lot and our teams are also very stable. So I don't expect this transition to be something very dramatic or anything. But we owe it to, as I said, our customers, we owe it to our colleagues, our employees and all other stakeholders to do that diligently.
I don't look at it as if we have insurmountable challenges that we need to address them immediately or to worry about them. The concern or the focus would be on how do we seize those opportunities in front of us and make the organization grow and it's for our customers, for our associates as well. As I said, these are the two pillars and whatever we do will be for those two set of stakeholders and that would be the focus area.
And though TCS shares opened down, they stabilized by the end of the day's trade. And Indian markets gaining for the second straight session today. The Sensex gaining 335 points, the Nifty gaining 114 points. Realty and metal shares surged the most. The rupee also strengthening 18 paise, ending at 82 rupees 55 paise to the dollar. Experts say India's banking sector resilient, with global markets trade, however, still mixed on banking sector concerns. And the RBI Governor, Shaktikant Das, who's just in fact been named the Chief Central Banker of the Year, spoke today on the turbulence in the US banking sector.
So far as India is concerned, this is something which does not really affect us because our total external debt are within very, very manageable limits as per all international standards and methods of assessment of sustainability of the external debt of a country.
Well, in other news, Z Plus security cover, a bulletproof SUV, official accommodation at a 5-star hotel, and a whole lot more. This is what this con man managed to pull off by taking the Jammu and Kashmir administration and its security for a ride, pretending that he was a senior official from the Prime Minister's office. unbelievable there. But looking at other news, and that's on air pollution and why Mumbai city's toxic air is hitting a record high in pollution levels. In fact, the number of badly severe pollution days have doubled in the city. The result, rising asthma and respiratory ailments in the city.
There is no end to Mumbai's air pollution woes. Data from the pollution research organization Suffer India shows the number of badly polluted days between November and February in India's financial capital have more than doubled in just 1 year.
We fall sick. Main thing is that only breathlessness is there. Many people, and then because of this allergy is also there.
Allergic bronchitis जो पहले नहीं होता था अभी बच्चों में ज़्यादा दिखने लगा है जिसकी वजह से नेबुलाइज करना पड़ता है बच्चों को. ब्रीदिंग में प्रॉब्लम तो होती है. क्रॉनिक जैसे रेस्पिरेटरी डिजीजेस ज़्यादा होते हैं.
The government says construction dust is the biggest cause of Mumbai's increasing pollution, cause of more than 71% particulate matter load in Mumbai's air. Doctors say the increasing pollution is causing more and more medical emergencies.
काफ़ी पेशेंट जिनको सर्दी जुकाम बुखार होता था उनको कफ परसिस्टेंट कर रहा है 4 से 6 हफ्ते तक. स्पेशली जो पर्सन COPD के हैं, अस्थमा के हैं, एलर्जी के, उन लोगों में ये एयर पॉल्यूशन की वजह से थोड़ा तकलीफ हो रहा है.
With Pooja Bhardwaj in Mumbai, Usama Shab for NDTV.